We are now recording.
Yeah, bitch.
Whew. All right. Dave, you ready? You ready for this shit?
Dave's a literal pussy
Yeah, no, dude. Ready? Come here.
because he's a cat. That's the joke.
Yeah. All right. For those of you that don't know, I'll give you a little show and tell. This is Dave. He's
This
a
is
Maine
our
Coon.
cold open is you showing off Dave.
He's a stone cold killer. He will fuck your shit up. Don't mess with him. As he's purring and like wants to cuddle with me.
He will call your father and then kiss him on the lips.
Hide your wife, hide your kids. He's coming for you. Yeah, I know, buddy. Go ahead. Did you hear that? Yeah, I know. All right. I gotta load this. Ready for this, James?
I'm waiting, dude. I'm here.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. I know, right? Ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Garbage Time. We had a week off. James and I took vacation.
We did.
We had a wonderful time. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, no, fucking selfish, dude. Didn't even ask.
Honestly, didn't even ask.
You guys are scum.
Scum of the earth. I mean, honestly, if you listen to us talk, you're probably not good people.
Yeah. If you regularly listen to what we put out on a daily basis, you're garbage.
Yeah, just like us. We thank you.
I'm not intelligent. I just tried to turn my light on and realized it just wasn't plugged in.
Oh, fucking A. Well, we have a somewhat interesting show for you guys today, obviously. Week after the draft. Got a lot to break down from a very interesting draft. And obviously, what we're going to start with is the Aaron Rodgers news. I'm not surprised.
No.
I'm not really surprised because of, what they've done in the past, 2 drafts to really solidify that team for Aaron Rodgers. But I mean, I don't personally know what the fuck they're doing. I just don't get it.
I don't think they do at this point.
I don't think they do either.
Like, this has just been building. We've been kind of running to this point for a long time. So it was inevitable, but Jesus.
All right,
his options are retire or trade me.
Literally.
Yeah, I'll go.
But then if he retires, he unretires and then signs with a new team because he's not going to be done. Here's my question: are we shocked?
Am I shocked? No.
Are you shocked that they're doing this because they did this with Brett Favre?
It's a fair point. I feel like
he retired and then unretired and went to the Jets.
Wait, did he go to Minnesota first, or was that after the Jets?
No, you're right. He went Minnesota, then the Jets.
Yeah, big brain. It might just be because I don't remember like that far back, but I feel like it wasn't as bad as this one is. Like, I feel like this is like a whole.
No, this one's well. No, think about it like this. Favre was on the decline. Right. Rodgers just had an MVP season, so there's no comparison there at all.
No,
I'm just saying, what they're doing is mimicking what they did with Favre, except with Favre, no matter what they did, they made the right decision because they ended up with Aaron Rodgers. This one, no. I don't think they know what they're about to what they're about to do. Like they don't.
No, because if you're going to try to transition off of having one of the best quarterbacks of a generation into Jordan Love, you're going to get fucked.
While he's still in his prime.
Yeah. While he still has 4 years of, well.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow. Good morning, sunshine. Oh, now he's
What's
there.
up?
Drew, you came in just in time. We're talking about transitioning off of Aaron Rodgers to Jordan Love.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, isn't that how you want to start your day? It's just
Oh
main
yeah, that's
lanes
exactly how to start things.
and-
Wouldn't have it any other way, Drew. Come on.
Well, you guys chat for a minute, and I'm gonna get my headphones. I'll be right back.
All right,
All
no
right,
worries.
sounds good.
So,
Anyways,
oh, hey, so the point I've made repeatedly, I put this in a post yesterday, I commented it. Aaron Rodgers divorced his entire family. Any
Oh, yeah.
fan, any Packers fan, I'm looking at you if you're there, that thinks he's gonna stay and like, oh, it's all gonna get worked out.
not.
It's fucking not.
He's
He is
not.
willing to cut anyone out. It does not matter.
All right. So sidebar,
No.
Drew. So obviously Drew knew this. He told me about it. The reason I knew this is because there was a season of, I think, The Bachelor or something like that, where no, The Bachelorette maybe, where his brother was on it,
Yeah.
and that's how I found out.
What?
like-
That he divorced his family or that he had a brother?
Both.
So I remember the biggest thing in my from my mind was during like the California fires when it came out that he like didn't even talk to his parents who were like in the middle of it. That was in the latest fire, so that was like a couple fires ago. I don't know. I don't remember how long, but
I mean, I knew he's just a very interesting dude. I don't know. I guess that's what I'll say. I mean, I'm not really sure what the deal is with that. I'm sure Drew would have better insight to that since he, stalks Aaron Rodgers or whatever. But
Aaron Rodgers to Vegas.
yeah. Oh God. Oh,
Writing's on the wall. He's intrigued.
I don't know why. That's not a team I'd want to go to and automatically like be better.
No, but that's 100% a Gruden move.
Oh God.
Tell me you can.
And-
He's like, yeah, fuck
And
this
Vegas
dirtbag.
would be willing to give him whatever he wants if they can afford to bring him there.
Mhm.
Well, right. That's the thing. I mean, I think you can find a team that's willing to give him whatever he wants. You just have to look at see like yeah, he'd have Darren Waller. What does he have for wide receiver though? Like he's going into arguably a worse wide receiver room than the Packers already have because they don't have Devontae Adams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to replace anyone like Devontae Adams. It's hard to replicate anything like Devontae Adams, but here we are.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
But I mean, hey, you know what? At least the Raiders try and draft wide receivers, even though they don't pan out. Henry Ruggs.
I can't wait to talk about the Raiders later.
Oh God.
Anyway, Drew, we want to hear your thoughts as our
this is
house Packers fan.
from the horse's mouth. Gotta hear it.
Fair enough. I mean, I guess I'll just start by saying I don't think that this is super unjustified for Aaron Rodgers. I think that
Not
he
at all.
deserves to be upset with the organization. They've slapped him in the face time and time again. More recently, reports have come out saying how, he had praised Jake Kumaro as a receiver the day before he got cut. Jared Cook, he was like, we need to bring him back. He's our guy. They let him walk, went out and signed Martellus Bennett, who fucking quit on the team halfway through this fucking season to go play for the fucking Patriots again. Fucking just these dumbass moves where all they would have, they signed Martellus Bennett for more money than they would have had to sign Jared Cook for. So it's just these absolute nonsense directly against what Aaron Rodgers has asked for many, many times. And I saw something the other day as well with the whole Jordan Love situation. The the Buccaneers, before they took what was it, Kyle Trask at quarterback, they told Tom Brady, they said, hey Tom, this is what we're thinking about doing, just so you're aware, just so you know.
Right.
The fucking Chicago
Oh, we know. I know about this.
called and told Andy fucking Dalton that they were planning on taking Justin Fields.
Which I
in
think
the
is
first
fucking,
round.
which is hilarious because not only did they just sign Andy Dalton, I don't know, like 2 weeks ago, they weren't even committed to him as their starting quarterback.
No,
Not
no, they openly said. I think it was Nagy came out and said he's like, yeah, this is our guy. This is our starting
Even
quarterback.
though they
And then
draft Justin
Andy-
Fields and they don't expect him to fucking start.
I don't know. Well, Andy Dalton even doubled down and said, yeah, they told me I was a starter when I came here. Like, yeah, all right, Andy.
Okay, buddy.
Guess what? Young gun.
Smoke screen season, baby.
They smoke screened their own-
regardless.
But yeah,
Drew, it's
back-
irregardless, but that's fine.
Regardless of whether or not they were committed to Andy Dalton. He's brand new. He just signed.
Yeah,
He
he
hasn't
just
played a single game for the Chicago Bears.
He barely played a game for the Cowboys, the previous
Right.
team he was on. So I mean,
And still the Bears had the courtesy to let him know that they planned on drafting another quarterback. The Packers never even mentioned to Aaron Rodgers that they might even be thinking about drafting another quarterback. If that doesn't say something about how shitty this organization treats its quarterbacks, then nothing will. I mean, look at the last two quarterbacks. Now, given they've both been eccentric guys that are a little rough around the edges, I guess I'll say, in certain aspects.
who was before
Certainly.
Favre?
Huh?
Who was before Favre?
Well, I was talking about Rodgers and Favre.
Oh, okay. You're already writing him off. Fair enough.
And not necessarily writing them off, but just how things have gone so far. They've already gone in that same direction. And
Heavily.
clearly, this team has no idea how to handle a quarterback at the end of his career. And it's a shame because either one of those guys would have, I'm sure, been happy to stay there and play longer. And I'm sure could have won more championships if the team knew what the fuck that they were doing. But I digress at this point. I don't think he'll be back. I hope he comes back. Maybe they had a decent draft, so I don't know.
You guys did have a fun draft. You replaced your Rodgers, at least, worst comes to worst.
Yeah, I think that Amari Rodgers will make a really good weapon for whoever's under center. I think it would be a lot more fun to have another Rodgers to Rodgers connection, but whatever.
It sounded like someone just ran into the side of my house, and I don't know what the fuck just happened. But anyway,
That happened to me like 10 years ago.
except it was an actual car.
Stairs.
In stairs.
Stars. All right, move it, do it. That's really our only news, right?
I mean, that's the biggest news.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, that's just like that's league changing because depending on if he stays or goes, can change the low spectrum of the league.
Ooh,
So
wait, if he goes to the Raiders, that means we get Mahomes, Rodgers twice a year.
Yeah.
I wouldn't hate that.
Even better, we get Lock Rodgers twice.
Oh yeah, let's go. Fuck yeah.
So
I'm
that
not gonna
would
lie
be-
though, Rogers Herbert twice a year too. That wouldn't be too bad.
I was about to say the 3 out of those 4 matchups are fucking great.
Yeah. Oh my
Wait.
God.
There's only 3 matchups.
Oh, yeah, that's fair. I was thinking 3 out of the 4 quarterbacks would be great. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
fair enough.
yeah,
fair
okay,
enough.
there you go,
Okay.
there you go.
That's where I was going with that.
Gotcha.
The logic was there, but it wasn't very well put together.
No, never.
Almost, James. Almost.
Just fucking, I was running, I was ahead of everyone, and then I just fell and broke my nose right before the finish line.
Yeah. 100%.
Tripped over a pebble.
Yeah.
Pebble number
Very slow-moving
8,463.
What? All right. Draft time?
Draft time.
I mean, Drew, since we're already talking about it, how do you
That's
feel
okay.
like your Packers did?
I think that they could have done better, obviously. But given the needs, given where they were, given the resources that they had, I'm not really upset. I think Eric Stokes in the first round, maybe a little bit of a reach, but you can't argue with the fact of having, without a shadow of a doubt, the most athletic, fastest cornerback pairing in the league with him and Jair. It
What do you
takes some
mean?
pressure off.
Him and Kevin King are perfect.
You shut the fuck up. I was just going to say it takes some pressure off of Kevin King in that situation and gives you another tool to work with in that DB group. So I like that pick. Maybe a bit of a reach, but it's fine. Other than that, Amari Rodgers is probably their best pick. I love the versatility that he brings to a Matt LaFleur offense that is just begging for versatile players. LaFleur is brilliant when it comes to moving people around, creating mismatches, which is what Amari Rogers is there to do. Deebo Samuel, Percy Harvin kind of guy. But I don't know. There are still some holes that they didn't fill. I'm not satisfied with what they've done at linebacker this offseason, so I still think that needs to be addressed immediately. But it could have been worse. They could have drafted another fucking quarterback in the first round and a kicker in the third round or something like I was expecting them to, but whatever.
Look, Grant, I like the Rodgers pickup a lot. Running him through the slot like gives you a whole nother layer, especially if you can stretch the field with Devontae and have him running through the middle. I think you're sleeping a little bit more on my man Isaiah McDuffie, though, my BC boy.
Fair. I think that he'll make an impact just based on the lack of players that have been able to do so over the past decade in that position for the Packers. But I really would have liked them to make a power move at linebacker, you know, having lost Christian Kirksey, who made a difference last year. I don't know. It's a position that they haven't been super strong at all recently. So I just would have liked to see a stronger pickup there, and then maybe would have liked to see McDuffie picked up as a secondary guy or a guy that you're going to work with for the future. But I'm not sure that he's going to be the immediate answer. But
No.
I'm sure that.
Oh, sorry, I cut you.
I was just gonna say I'm sure that down the road he'll be perfectly fine.
Yeah. So the biggest knocks against him, I mean, he really popped off like his last year at BC, and people are kind of knocking him, looking at his scouting report, saying he's undersized at 6'1", 227. Whenever I watched Isaiah McDuffie, more of what he does is just plays like quarterback spy. So I've seen him just chase down quarterbacks, especially in the ACC, where a lot of quarterbacks come out that are like uber athletic, i.e. Lamar Jackson, however many years ago that was, 3 now. 3 or 4. Deshaun Watson. Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, I don't think he would have faced up with them in his freshman year, but either way, he's built to chase down these fast quarterbacks. So it's fun to watch. It's a great spy if they can transition him to be more of a coverage guy and actually like cover defenders, because he does struggle for being like a middle linebacker, outside linebacker, whatever they end up playing him as. He struggles covering tight ends. We'll see. They'd have to work with him a bit, but
yeah, and I mean that's really the issue that they've had out of their middle linebacker spot. Their linebacker production has really stalled when it's come to the pass coverage. Having Blake Martinez for a while, just the absolute tackle machine. They've had guys that can do all these other things. It's really having a solid cover linebacker to take away parts of the middle of the field that they just get chewed up in. So hopefully they can transition them a little bit, like you said, from a primarily quarterback spy, maybe some pass rush, run stopping abilities, to more of a field general with legitimate coverage abilities, because they certainly need to.
And it says it here too to help you out with that Blake Martinez gap. He had 86 tackles last year, which was third in Division I FBS. So,
not too fucking shabby.
Not too fucking shabby. Not too bad.
Yeah,
Anyway.
so I mean, there's some optimism. I think Aaron Rodgers should be at least a little bit appeased at this point, where in that they went out and got a legitimate talent at wide receiver that Matt LaFleur is going to be able to utilize very well. They went out and tried to retool the defense a little bit again. Got some offensive linemen. So I don't know, that offense looks really, really good to me next year. You're talking about adding potentially Devin Funchess and Amari Rogers into that mix. That's a whole new offense already.
Mm-hmm. Adding one Rogers, getting rid of another.
Right. So I mean, I don't know. Now that's the other thing that we didn't really talk about when we were talking about the Aaron Rodgers news, is what he said about general manager Brian Gutekunst. or not necessarily he said, but reports have come out about, in the fact that he won't come back to play if Gutekunst is still the GM,
Mm-hmm.
which I get, but is a little much maybe.
That's not like a small position to replace either on either side, to be honest. But like you're either replacing your franchise quarterback or your GM. Like
Right. But I think that at this point in time, given what Aaron Rodgers has shown and given that he reasonably has a couple years left, if he gives the team that ultimatum, I kind of gotta think that they should go with Aaron Rodgers. Brian Gutekunst has been the GM for 2 years. It's not like he's been there forever. He's just another guy. There are more guys that are just as qualified as he is to run that team.
right.
But you're not gonna find another Aaron Rodgers ever.
No, I mean good GMs are all over the league now. I mean,
Well, actually, Drew, I want to interject because they found Jordan Love.
Yeah. Good luck with that.
Yeah, I know, right? No kidding.
I just, I don't know. I think that
imagine spending a first round pick on a guy who's not going to play for 2 years,
or maybe at all for your
Ever.
organization,
or maybe at all. You think they'll exercise that 5th year option once Aaron's finally gone?
What are you gonna
All
pay him?
right, Jordan, we're gonna pick up your auction. Let's see what you can do.
Dude's
We've never
35
seen you
already.
throw a football before.
32-year-old
Rodgers hold
fifth-
a grudge. Takes the vet minimum repeatedly just to say
Oh
"fuck you, Jordan Love."
Jesus H. Christ.
Oh,
Okay,
man.
I think we should talk about what was my favorite moment of the draft, which is when the Patriots drafted Mac
Oh my
Jones and
God, I
Zach
wanna
Hart
talk about it.
shattered. Shattered.
All right. Let's get into it. Let's break it down. So, James and I went to the Brook.
We did. We gambled. It was fun.
We did. Well, James gambled. I'm poor. We went there to watch the first round of the draft. Probably we stayed there till what, like pick 17 or 18 or whatever.
Something like
I
just
think- I
after the
think-
Patriots. I think we saw
We saw Zaven-
Arizona pick.
Saw Zaven
No.
Collins go.
Yeah.
And then I think Minnesota was on the board, and then someone else was on the board, then we left.
Mhm.
As I remember sitting in the car listening, waiting for James to announce who the Browns had picked, which thought it was a pretty good pick. So
Oh, we'll talk about
What?
that.
yeah, we left after the 17th pick. Thank you. We have the instant replay over here.
Mhm.
Thanks to Dom for running instant replay. Appreciate you. Anyways, sitting on the couch, when I saw Trey Lance go at 3, I was like, all right, here we go. Like here we go. Going through the picks. Fields is still there. I'm like, yes. He's still there. And then the Bears trade
and then
up, and I
bam,
went-
Chicago.
And then I saw once the Bears traded up, I was like,
That's it. You knew it. I could
then-
see it in Zach's face.
this fucker right here, the one wearing the Browns jersey, right? I'm sitting there. The pick is in. He gets the notification on his phone, and he acts like they picked Mac Jones. And I'm all excited. I'm like, yeah, let's go. They picked Jones. They're fucking stupid. We get Fields. Let's go. Yeah, no.
Great job, James.
Thank you.
He played me like a fucking fiddle. all right?
Dude, it was. I wish I was recording.
I
It
was
highlight.
I was emotionally. That was an emotional roller coaster. The first 15 picks of that draft, I was on the edge of my seat, and I was also ready to fucking go.
Yeah, but on the other note of that, I mean, we didn't know this until yesterday, I think, but it came out that Minnesota would have taken them ahead of the Patriots, or would have taken Justin Fields if he was available at 14.
Correct. No, I understand that, and obviously looking at it now, they took a passive stance. But if Justin Fields was their guy, they would have traded up for him. And think about it like this: Chicago got him at 11. They could have gotten him at 10.
Mm-hmm.
They could have gotten him at 10,
Mm-hmm.
but they didn't. But that's not who they wanted, clearly. So Yeah. So,
Hey Zach.
any fan applications out there?
You can't just keep bailing on the Patriots every time
Ah,
they
whatever.
do something. It was what they re-signed Cam, you bailed and then came back after free agency, and now they signed Mac Jones and you bail again. You're just stick. You're fine. You're not gonna actually bail.
I know. I'm not gonna bail, but I don't know. I don't like it.
So you already know my thoughts on Mac Jones, but I don't know if Drew has anything to add before I dive into who you got.
I just think it's an interesting situation. I think it's
I
gonna
got it.
take a lot of finagling to make that really work. Maybe Cam Newton will teach him how to be a little more mobile or something. I don't
Maybe.
know.
Drew, you can
It's
stop there. Cam Newton teaching anyone anything is off the board
well,
for me.
maybe
Off the board.
Mac Jones can just sit there and watch and absorb. But I don't know. It's a weird fit. Completely different guy than who's there right now, who's
Hmm.
projected or has been said to be the starter so far this year. I don't know. I thought that if Fields or Lance wasn't available where they were in the first round, that they would wait it out. And I liked your call, James, of Kellen Mond. I thought that would have been a really good fit as well. But I don't know. I'm sure that they'll find a way to make it work, but they're gonna have to do again a little bit of retooling and restructuring of that offense to make it suitable for Mac Jones.
So
Right, yeah.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry. Well,
Go
I was gonna say. I mean, the kind of offense that Tom Brady liked to run hasn't been there since what 2017.
Oh, this is gonna make me wet. I am rock hard right now. You guys are
Right.
transitioning me perfectly.
All right.
Is it my turn? Am I going now?
I don't know. I just want to let you go so I don't have to sit in uncomfortable silence. But
So I talked about this before the draft. I said I thought Kyle Trask was the better prospect. I thought Mac Jones was good, not great, not first round, right? The Patriots are going to try to transition, like Drew said, of a very Cam Newton heavy scheme to a very like pocket passer, statue, Mac Jones scheme, right? Kyle Trask is going to have to learn from Tom Brady and transition from a scheme that fits like almost perfectly, right? It's a natural transition. Mac Jones going from fucking Cam Newton to Mac Jones. Are you fucking kidding me?
yeah,
What the shit?
Yeah, not gonna be super smooth.
You know how many times I've seen that motherfucker tripped up from behind when he tries to get out of the pocket? It's hilarious. Like it blows my mind. And I don't know who they would have taken. I would have had to look at the board again at that point.
well, that's the thing. I if they didn't take Jones, they probably would have traded back. And like I was hoping. So that's the thing. The people I was hoping would fall didn't. J.C. Horn went 8.
Mm-hmm.
8.
Yeah.
Fucking they snagged J.C. Horn. They knew he was a better prospect. We called it, James.
I don't even remember where Patrick Surtain went.
He went 9. He went literally the next pick, I think.
Yeah, I can't remember where that is. But either way, awful pick. But I just wrote about this. Drew just edited it. It's not posted yet, but it will be by the time this is out. The defensive draft the fucking Patriots put together. Fuck me up, daddy. You got 2 fucking steals.
Yeah, see,
Are you kidding me?
I obviously after night 1, I was like, all right, I get to watch fucking AJ McCarron 2.0. Great. But you heard me, AJ McCarron 2.0. Throw something at me. Watch what happens.
Oh my God. Well, they have a couples dispute and we potentially have to call for domestic violence.
All right. No. Yeah,
God.
for her, she's gonna throw stuff at me. I'm just speaking my mind.
Yeah, we're not worried about Dom. We're worried about you, Zach.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thank
you.
But I said this to you. Christian Barrymore it was like Christian Barrymore, and then once again in the blog, 5 miles later, the next defensive tackle available.
Yeah. And what I like about that is that, they didn't have to trade out of that. They still got the guy they think is going to work at quarterback. Fine.
Mm-hmm.
And they got Barrymore in the second round. They traded up, like 5 or 6 spots to get him
Mm-hmm.
in the second round. But Steal.
Worth it.
Steal.
Worth it, except especially for a Patriots defense that had a very hard time with the rush, like on either side.
They weren't.
I
They
didn't
weren't
realize
the
how
worst.
low the Patriots defense was.
They weren't the worst, but they were definitely down in the bottom.
They were, I think, somewhere in like the 28 range. It was.
I thought they were 20th. I thought it was 20th. I could have sworn
When I wrote
article
the
other
blog
day.
yesterday, they were towards the bottom. I'd have to look at the actual ranking again.
Yeah,
but
they weren't good. They weren't good with the run. But don't forget, again,
they weren't good with the pass rush either. They barely got to the quarterback.
yeah, I mean, Chase Winovich had 5.5 sacks. That was the team leader. Not great.
Was not a great stat year for any Patriot.
No, that's okay though, because
except for
the Patriots had the most players opt out from COVID, and then obviously they got hit with COVID and all that shit. But anyways, not making excuses for them for going 7-9, even though they had all those players out and all that kind of stuff. But I think people forget that when they look at this team. But
it's
I love the defensive draft. I think it's very, very prototypical of Bill Belichick to take a flyer out on a wide receiver in the 7th round. But
dude, there's so many Bill Belichick moments. Like Christian Barmore, the biggest issue was like there were rumors going around that like Nick Saban could barely control him in like a very controlled college football environment. Tell me that doesn't scream like Belichick rehab guy. And then next, it's like Ronnie Perkins, who was potentially a 1st-round pick who fell because of his size. Went to the fucking 3rd round. Ronnie Perkins is an animal. You're going to love this kid.
I'm excited. I'm really excited to see what they got going on.
I mean, other than that, Stevenson is fun to watch. He's a dummy thick motherfucker. I don't know much about McGrone. Joshua Bledsoe's more of just a nickel. Like he's kind of just depth and replace here and there.
Yeah, that's all right.
I mean, about Sherman and Trey Nixon, I like a lot out of UCF. He's a fun receiver.
Well, so obviously, like I like their day 2 picks. Their day 3 picks, I don't know much about. I've looked a lot at Ramondre Stevenson, and I've heard he's very LeGarrette Blount-esque.
I was about to say.
I like that. They need that type of running. I mean, with a team that has obviously Damian Harris. I like Damian Harris. I think he's going to be their number 1 again this year. But they decided not to pick up the 5th, their 5th year, whatever on Sony Michel, which I think, they're very smart for not doing that.
Right. I highly agree.
Yeah. Because, he sucks. Not that great.
He's not. Damian Harris is a much better back. And if you can finish
100%.
off with Stevenson, gold.
Yeah. And again, that kind of system, they always have a change of pace back. And I think it's good that they're trying to retool and go more of a heavy set, especially where if they're going to transition off to Mac Jones, that is something that they need to do. They need a power run. And if they have someone, I guess, like this guy who is, again, LeGarrette Blount-esque. Let's not forget, LeGarrette Blount had a pretty good, couple of years with the Patriots. I mean, he ran for what, like 18, 19 touchdowns one year?
Something ridiculous. I remember having
some crazy shit.
Year.
And that was in a Tom Brady scheme. So again, not that I like Mac Jones, but if they go back to a Tom Brady scheme, then seems like they're picking up the pieces to make that work.
You'd hope.
I certainly would hope so. But I want to talk more about Trey Nixon because I don't know much about this guy. Obviously he's very, very deep.
Yeah.
Buried in the wide receiver kind of spectrum. But you said you liked him. So what's his game? What is he all about?
He runs more through the slot. He doesn't have that like initial burner kind of speed. He has enough agility to get separation, but like he's one of those guys, very like almost not exactly OBJ-esque because OBJ can start hot, but once he gets like a little bit of open space, his acceleration's next level. So give him a gap, give him 5 yards, he's going to make it 20. He's going to make it a house call.
All right.
He just has that kind of like acceleration post catch, but his initial burst,
Okay. That's not bad. I mean, I feel like now that, you get him in there, get him some reps, he could potentially make the team.
I don't think there's a doubt he makes the team. I'll say that.
Really?
Right now. Oh yeah.
All right. Well, I'd like to see that because, our number 1 wide receiver was a slot guy.
Yeah.
So, getting not that you can replace Julian Edelman with another 7th round pick, like, they seem to do always. Walker to Edelman, now to Trey Dixon. Let's see if that pays off. But, it's just really weird to me that Belichick has a really easy time evaluating wide receivers that don't get drafted.
Yeah.
Jacoby Myers, hit. I'd say that's a hit. Julian Edelman, hit. Wes Welker, hit.
But he didn't draft Wes Welker.
That's what I'm saying. Undrafted.
No, he traded.
He
for Wes
traded for he was on the Dolphins.
Yeah, I know that.
But he didn't.
Welker. I don't know if I'm not gonna give you credit for Wes Welker.
Okay, but why wouldn't you? Because he was sitting on their special teams and doing absolutely nothing.
Okay, but like watching him in game is like different than evaluating his college film.
No, that's fine. But what I'm saying is he can somehow do that, and again, draft a quarterback out of Kent State and turn him into Julian Edelman, and he can go and find someone on the Dolphins practice squad and turns into a perennial Pro Bowler. I'm just saying, like, he has a way to he evaluates that kind of talent, but then drafts guys like N'Keal Harry and fuck it. I see there that Aaron Dobson, Kembrell Tompkins, like, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't make sense. There's just a weird disconnect on wide receivers. Like, he can go and find, diamonds in the rough, but then when it comes to actually evaluating the talent when it's in front of him, he can't do it. It's just bizarre.
It's odd.
It is odd.
Either way.
Yeah.
Drew, I forgot to mention this when we were talking about the pack. Kylan Hill, super late, annoys me that he's going to be buried, but kind of like excites me. And I still want them to move on from Aaron Jones because I want fucking AJ and Kylan.
Yeah, I mean, I think that they again could have moved on from Aaron Jones. I don't think it was necessary to keep him there. I don't know much about Kylan Hill, but
Drew, I want you to look up his film because he is so much fun to watch.
there we go. We have
Looking at multiple scouting reports, he's listed like a reoccurring word is a violent runner. He's 5'10", 214, and he's fast. So he'll just run through you or run around you. I don't know how he fell that late, but you got a stud sitting in the back.
dude, that's gonna be such a formidable running back duo. If you put him and AJ Dillon together, nobody's gonna want to tackle anybody by the end of the game.
It's annoying that he's just sitting there buried. I've talked about this too. This draft fucking sucked for fantasy. There's no like players I'm looking at and I'm like, oh yeah.
Well, I mean, there's Kyle Pitts.
Okay, yeah, Kyle Pitts, cool. So it's like
I think
top
Najee
10.
Harris is gonna have a real big role in Pittsburgh.
Awesome.
I'm also gonna say Jamar Chase.
I'll give you Jamar. I'll give you Devonta Smith. I'll give
Mhm.
you Kyle Pitts. I'll give you Trey Lance. I'll give you Justin Fields.
I
I
wanna
don't know about Justin Fields, but yeah.
I wanna talk a little bit about the Jaguars for just a second.
Let's do it. That's what we're here
And
for.
How I find it bizarre that they took Travis Etienne at the end of the first round after
Wild
the
to me.
season that James Robinson had.
Wild to me.
Well, so let me interject here. So actually, James Robinson only signed a 3-year deal. So he was an undrafted rookie and signed a 3-year deal. So after next year, he's done.
Oh yeah, that's how
Well,
3 years work. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, James.
Yeah, but there's also these wonderful things in the NFL called contract extensions.
No, I understand that. But what I'm saying is that it's not a normal rookie deal where, you sign him for the 4 years and then have a 5th-year option. He came in having 3 years. He worked out very well, last year. I know it's weird, but the contract situation, you get a year where you kind of have both of them. You evaluate who you want. And then, you go into the next year. Robinson's a free agent. If you really, really like Etienne, you just move on from Robinson, keep Etienne, go on from there. Or if you like both of them, I mean, you can have both of them. It's not crazy to have Travis Etienne and James Robinson, Robinson, they're both, well, technically he's a sophomore now, but you're not paying ridiculous amounts of money to have two really good running backs. I mean, down the line,
but
obviously you're going to, but
I think you're going to end up overthinking things and squandering some talent at some point in the equation.
yeah, I mean, I get that, but like, I mean, you could look at it like a Kamara Ingram situation, not that the talent's the same, just how they share the workload.
Yeah, I just
But-
feel like they're pretty similar runners.
Honestly, not that far off.
When you think about a team doing something like that, like a Kamara
you-
Ingram or a Kamara Latavius Murray, you're thinking
Right.
about, or what Green Bay has with Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon, or what they had with
Right.
Jamal Williams. You're thinking of a shifty, quick, speed back, and then you're thinking of a change of pace, bruiser, hard running, bowling ball back. And I don't know. I think that they're both more on the side of, speedy, quick running backs as opposed to,
Yeah.
really punch in the face downhill, knocking people on their ass.
Yeah. No, I mean, I agree. I'm just like trying to play devil's advocate and like maybe justify what they're trying to do.
Yeah, and
no,
I can
like-
kind of see that, but
I don't understand why you would draft someone like that so high, but I mean, at the same time, it's the Jaguars. They have a lot of holes to fill. I honestly think this was just a move to appease Trevor Lawrence, be like, hey, listen, like, we drafted you. We're going to give you what you want. If you want your guy, here we go.
yeah, I think that makes more sense. But I don't
Yeah.
know. I kind of feel bad for James Robinson in this situation.
Yeah,
would.
it sucks. It definitely sucks for him. But I mean, if you can do that in Jacksonville, you should be able to do that anywhere. So I don't feel as bad for him because I feel like if, he has another good season this year, his value, and he's going to get the contract he deserves on a team that's actually going to utilize him. So,
Fair enough.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
sucks
don't
for-
think. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
no, I was going to say, shitty for him now, but I mean, you know what I mean? You put in the work, kid, you're going to be fine.
I like the Etienne pick. I think it was expensive, like capital wise,
Yeah.
not obviously contract. I mean, it will be, but
It will eventually. Yeah.
Yeah, eventually it will come back. But they still missed opportunities to actually solidify their offense. They didn't really do a great job building their line. There's no one on there that really stands out to me. And tight end wise, you're going out there with Luke Farrell. Like I'd fucking watched Ohio State games. I don't know who the fuck that is.
Yeah, it's not good.
Like, why wouldn't you go out and get a guy like Brevin Jordan, Hunter Long, fucking Frymouth? Frymouth might have been gone at that point. But either way, fucking go get it. Go do it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Do something smart for fucking once, Jacksonville.
Yeah, I don't know.
Right. Where are we at now? Who are we talking about, boys?
Not that this like interests me or anything. I just think it's funny. The Jets went with Michael Carter in the 4th round. And
Love
then
that.
the next round they went Michael Carter the 2nd from Duke.
Did you actually? You might have been asked out at that point, but
Probably.
they picked Michael Carter and then showed footage of the safety Michael Carter, and then put up the actual Michael Carter his tape, and then they drafted Michael Carter and then showed his tape again. It was very confusing. It was weird.
That's amazing. Oh, that's
Offensively,
funny.
I love what the Jets did though.
Yeah, I mean, well, we were sitting there. Obviously, they traded they traded to 14, right?
They
That was a
traded
trade.
up to get Vera Tucker. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and we were sitting there. You were saying that. You were like, if they trade up, they're gonna get Vera Tucker. He's been linked to them. Blah blah blah
Mhm.
blah blah. Yeah. So, spot on call, James. Spot.
I
on.
have my moments. Justin
did.
Herbert,
I know.
not one of them in college football.
Not even close.
Nah.
300 carries. Nah,
Nah,
not for him.
sorry, it could be
Um,
worse. Could say two is for MVP, but
Yeah. Well, you know what? I'm big dicking it this year. All right.
big dick in the predictions.
I like Elijah Moore. I was just thinking about that before we started. I like that pick for them. What?
Keep talking about the Jets. We'll get back to this.
Oh, okay. All right. Just make sure you don't forget it because
Oh,
whenever you laugh about something, it's usually
my
good.
God.
I think that's going to be great. Obviously, you have Mims. Now you're going to put Elijah Moore into that offense. It's just going to rejuvenate that wide receiver room, obviously, with no longer having Robbie Anderson.
Mhm.
But I like that. I like that pick. And I think adding a guy like Michael Carter to a running back room that really doesn't have anyone should really give him an opportunity to shine if that's what he's going to be able to do. So go ahead. What's up, James?
So our friend over at the Deep Ball, go follow, just put this post up.
Plug.
Apparently, Kellen Mond tweeted in 2016, Minnesota's an awful state.
That's awesome. That's funny.
Welcome home, Kellen.
Yeah, that's not as bad as some of the other ones, though.
Oh, dude. No. There weren't a lot of like racy tweets that came out this year. You notice that?
Yeah, not really.
People are wiping their Twitter, or they're just getting better, but I doubt it. I want some more of those Tyreek Hill tweets. Oh,
God.
I could main vein those.
Oh my God.
Do you remember those during his whole thing?
I
Or
remember
during-
some of
after he
them.
got drafted.
Yeah, I remember some of them. I was like, okay.
My favorite, which rings to me whenever I think about it, is I want that good wet pussy. It might have been Mecole actually, but it was either Tyreek or
Fucking A,
Mecole.
that's amazing.
Oh,
that's
stellar.
amazing.
Stellar.
I'm just looking. I'm just looking down the board here.
I like what Philly did this year, actually.
Yeah, I didn't hate what Philly did. I mean, obviously Devonta Smith is going to be a good pick for you. You're going to have your number one guy there. But I feel like it's Jalen Hurts time, 100%. I'm just not sold on him.
No.
Hmm.
What's pushing you away from Yalen?
The Philadelphia Eagles organization.
Okay, fair. So it's not so much a Jalen's ability thing. It's
it's just the
Philadelphia
entire
ruining.
organization. I mean, how they handled Carson Wentz. I mean, they didn't get dick for him.
Yeah.
They got nothing.
Nada.
For the former number 2 overall pick in the 2016 draft, mind you. So, I don't like I like what they did in the draft. They go out, they get Jalen Hurts, a number 1 guy. A guy that said, yeah, Mac Jones better. Jalen Hurts not good. Or 2. So wait, 2 is not good. My bad. I forgot Jalen was only there for 1 year. Then they go out and they get.
He still played with Smith though.
He did. Oh, okay.
Yeah, during his freshman sophomore.
They go out and they get Landon Dickerson from Alabama, offensive lineman. Try to solidify the line for him. I mean, I think that's it's the move you should make if you're Philadelphia, to make sure that you're protecting your quarterback, especially after what happened with Carson Wentz.
That line is only getting older. It's bad.
Yeah. 4 years ago, prime. Now, geriatrics.
Yeah.
I mean, other than that, like, again, I'm not a draft guy, so I don't dig too deep, but I feel like I've done a lot more research in the draft this year. I liked Kenneth Gainwell. I think that's a good idea for him.
I think it is too, especially because it fills any gaps Miles Sanders might have.
Exactly. But other than that, I mean, I really don't have any other insight into their draft. Top, just the top 2 picks, I think that were, they're smart. Were they the best available talent? I mean, obviously Devonta Smith, I think was, but.
Can we talk about in division? Let's go over. Let's talk about Washington.
I was gonna.
Because that fucking receiver room gets me excited. If only they had someone throwing them the ball.
Yeah, no kidding. I haven't even looked at their draft yet.
They got Diami Brown, who's one of my favorite receivers in this draft.
I saw that.
They got Shaka Toney late, who's another stud out of Penn State. Jamin Davis was their first round pick. That was awesome. Other than that, they did a couple things in. Know what they did? They got Jarrett Patterson too. So their running back room, besides McKissick, is fucking Antonio Gibson and Jarrett Patterson. I love that.
Yeah,
love it.
Yeah, that's not bad. Obviously.
Yo,
I love it.
Diami Brown.
I love you.
I love you.
I don't know who John Bates is though. I don't think we looked at John Bates in our tight end rankings, did we?
I know of him. I've definitely watched Boise State games. I couldn't tell you dick about him.
All right. I was just curious. Let's continue to stay in division because I want to talk about whatever the fuck the Giants did.
Oh, we're gonna get some heat for this one. Yeah, let's dive into some.
How are we gonna get
Yankees.
heat? They sucked.
Yeah, I mean they sucked.
They did.
Shout out
Dick.
Real Talk.
That's
Yeah.
literally
Demoralizing
what the
teams.
Giants do all the time.
The only
They
pick I will give them is Aziz Ojulari.
Yeah, that was a nice fucking early or later pick. That was a little steal, but still.
I mean, they didn't really do much. I mean, you go and draft Gary Brightwell from Arizona. Don't know much about him, but I mean,
No.
I guess I understand trying to go change of pace, but you have a generational talent in Saquon who's coming off an ACL tear. I mean,
Right.
I don't really see why you need to draft him when he's still
Well,
got plenty
they
of years in those legs.
lost they lost Wayne Gallman this offseason. So that
Right,
was like
right.
a reliable. Oh, he's injured again. Cool.
Yeah.
I kind of like. I'm not still not big on Kadarius Toney, but I kind of like the fit where he's not going to be like a star guy there. He's just supposed to be a slot man.
Okay, that's fair. I mean, we
Hmm.
just both of us agree think he's not going to pan out, but I think he was put in the best situation where he's not going to be the number one guy. So I agree with you on that.
Yeah, I mean it's easy enough to make people miss in college football, although it was fun to watch. It's not going to play in the NFL. He'll make
Yeah,
a
I
couple
don't.
people miss, but it's not going to be a long-term thing for him.
I mean, I guess the only thing is he's going to be under Kenny Galladay and learning from Kenny Galladay. So I mean, that might help him, especially if he's more of a what it seems like to me is more of a raw kind of guy, raw talent rather than a refined product. But
Let's not sleep on the Giants wide receiver room either. I mean, Slayton's
no,
there too.
no. I'm
Friggin-
not sleeping on their wide receiver room at all. I don't think Daniel Jones is the guy. He's not gonna. He's got
No.
the talent now. If he doesn't go out and produce, he's can't. That's just plain and simple.
I don't quite get how they don't go after another tight end here. Does that make sense to anybody? Because Evan Ingram's consistently injured, and when he's on the field, he's good.
I understand that, but I mean, they traded back for Kadarius Toney, and they didn't have a lot of draft capital anyways. So I mean, getting a tight end that's actually going to help you right now would have probably cost them too much. I mean,
Fair.
there's no way you get a guy like Pitts. Just you didn't have the draft, you didn't have the capital, anything like that. You could have gone out and gotten a guy like Hunter Long or Freemuth, but I don't know. I didn't think it panned out. I feel like that's something they could wait on because of what they've done with their wide receiver room, and they're getting Saquon back. I think looking at it now, they can rely way less on Evan Ingram, especially if he gets injured, obviously.
Yeah.
But
Speaking
I
of,
understand trying
oh.
to take out like a flyer or whatever, but sorry, my bad.
no, you're good. Speaking of not having a lot of draft capital, I actually really like what the Houston Texans did. I don't like what they did defensively because they didn't fix having a fucking edge rusher or a cornerback. But they got Davis Mills, who's solid when healthy, and they got Nico Collins and Brevin Jordan, who Brevin Jordan, I've already said this to Zach, I was misevaluating and thought of a completely wrong player.
Yeah.
And Nico Collins, who fell into the same realm as Donovan Peoples-Jones, he just didn't have a quarterback fucking throwing him the ball. He's a very good receiver.
Mm.
So offensively, I'm excited to see what Houston does. Defensively, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. I mean, it's just going to be another year of people running over the Texans.
Mm-hmm. It's bad.
It is bad.
Cool.
I mean, I don't even know what to say about this draft. I mean,
For everybody or?
for the Texans.
I don't know. We haven't heard
just-
from Drew in a bit, though, Drew.
For the Texans,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think they made some interesting moves. I just think that organization is way too far into a pit for that to be enough to change anything for this year. I think that they're gonna, like you said, they're just gonna get shit stomped every week. It doesn't matter who they're playing, especially if they don't have a quarterback.
Dude, I always fuck his name. Casario
Nick Casario.
has a fucking uphill battle.
That's the understatement of the year.
Yeah. He's basically trying to go up a 90 degree.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he goes into a situation. Deshaun Watson's unhappy, all that kind of stuff, and then, boom, cases.
Yeah.
So that shit went from bad to worse real fast,
Real fucking quick.
real quick. So, I mean, other than that, I like the Micah Parsons pick by Dallas. I think that's a
Yep.
great pick for them, especially with Leighton Vander Esch.
Dude,
Looking
actually
like-
sneaky. Dallas had a really good draft and post draft.
I
Like
agree.
they're undrafted free agents they got too. I have to look at.
I saw a couple of them; they were good. But can we just talk about the 20 undrafted rookies that Atlanta signed?
Yeah, dude, I was looking at undrafted free agents in
drafted
Atlanta. Just
20. That's fucking nutsack.
UDFA tracker, baby.
I feel like
Let's see what we
that's
got.
got to be the most undrafted free agent signings
I don't know.
ever. I looked for it yesterday, couldn't find it.
Oh my god.
What?
I don't want to go to fucking pff.com. That's not what I clicked. Jesus.
Shout out PFF sponsor. us,
Shout
man.
out. Pay us. Dude, a lot of oh no.
What?
They got Felipe Franks. I fucking hate Felipe Franks.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Also, can we talk about this? Because I remember seeing this before. They got a kid, Jack Bathow, whatever, out of South Dakota School of Mines. And I'm not sure if that's like digging mines or explosives, but either way, I'm excited.
No, it's what is it? South Dakota School.
It's
of
gotta be
Mines?
it's gotta be like coal mining.
There's a Colorado School of Mines that I applied to when I was a geologist. So yeah, it's definitely a geology school.
Nah, that's fucking
Isn't it MINDS?
No, it
I don't
could
know.
be. I don't know, but I'm
Oh,
just
Oh
telling
my
you what
dude.
god,
I-
it's not. What the hell? I always thought it was Minds.
Dude, I'm looking at their website. They got
School.
this weird little pioneer man as a statue out front. It looks like it's just one building.
You walk in and it's just an empty room.
Also, on their thing, they've just
front.
pushed Minnesota out. There's like a South Dakota Advantage scholarship, and it's like North Dakota, Nebraska, Iowa, whatever.
Whatever.
And then Minnesota's just floating away.
Oh yeah, in the famous words of Kellen Mond, Minnesota garbage state.
Minnesota garbage. All right.
Oh man. Well, I don't know.
Who do you think won this draft? Because that's always the fun one.
See, that's the thing. I don't think really anyone won this draft. I mean, I think there are some teams that definitely put themselves in a better position. The Ravens.
The Ravens actually had a sneaky good draft, and
yes,
they got
the
a
Ravens had a-
late round
they did.
star in Sean Wade.
Mm.
Sean Wade
Um,
stock fell. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, go for it. Go for it.
Sean Wade out of Ohio State. Only reason he fell, he was a first round pick, and he was deadly in the slot. And the only reason he fell is because when Okuda left last year, he had to move outside, and he was not good at covering outside receivers. So fucking Baltimore's like, all right, we'll put him in the slot. Yeah, sure. Just got a first round guy in like the 6th round. Awesome.
5th round. Yeah.
Whatever. I was close.
Yeah.
Either way.
Well, I'm on the page. I wanted to correct you. Make sure we're giving our people accurate information. Yeah, so I like what the Ravens did. I think obviously getting Rashad Bateman is gonna pay dividends for them,
yeah.
especially where they're not going to be relying on Marquise Brown for everything.
Yeah. Rashad Bateman's a really fucking good receiver.
Yeah, I know. I like the Patriots draft. I
like it defensively.
like it defensively, but I like the fact that they didn't go up in trade for Mac Jones. They let him fall. So
Could you imagine?
mean, I can't change the outcome of the draft. I don't like the pick. I'm just glad that they waited and let him fall. Because if that's what they were going to do, that's what they were going to do. You know?
Oh, okay. Hey, breaking news, boys.
I saw
and
that. Yeah.
Alejandro Villanueva is now a Raven.
Interesting.
That's really weird.
Well, they needed to replace Orlando Brown real quick, so
Yeah.
Oh, no, that makes sense. I just mean it's weird to see Villanueva in a Ravens jersey after playing for the Steelers for his entire career.
yeah, that is going to be kind of weird.
Oh, if we're not talking about who won the draft, I think we can consensus agree, or we can put a consensus agreement together, whatever, fuck you, that the Raiders lost the draft.
Yeah.
Alex
For sure.
Leatherwood,
100%.
not a first round pick.
100p.
I
None of
think
these guys. I mean, Trayvon Morg's really good. That was a good pick, but that's about it.
Can we also say that
I-
that Joe Burrow's ACL also lost the draft?
Joe Burrow's ACL lost the draft.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what he can do with Jamar, though. I mean, he balled out with him in college. He really didn't have like a true number one last year, depending on what you feel about T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd. He now has like a stud one. So
Well,
we'll see.
but even so, you're adding Jamar Chase to Tyler Boyd and T. Higgins. Like that wide receiver room is dynamite.
Yeah, too bad he won't have
Dynamite.
time to throw the ball, but
I know. Well, yeah,
Drew, it sounded like you had
lots
a
of
thought.
screens. Yeah, go for it, Drew.
what were we talking about?
Jamar Chase. It sounded like we accidentally cut you off.
I think I was going to say something about something else. I didn't have anything to say about Jamar Chase.
All
James, can I give you my last team that I think really?
Oh, I remember what I was going to say.
Oh,
Yeah, fuck you, Zach. What's up, Drew?
I was just gonna say, I think that when you're talking about people who won the draft or teams that won the draft, I think the Cowboys have to be up there.
Cowboys
mm,
definitely have to be up there. Why can't I? Oh, that's what I was doing before.
I like what they did, especially on the defense. I mean, everything was defense except for a 5th round pick, and they picked a guard. So I mean, I think as far as drafting goes, they did the right things, but I still think that there's some things on offense that they need to do.
Stop all the ghosts that are coming through.
I still think
my
that they need a better option at running back, or at least a more reliable option at running back.
I mean, Tony Pollard proved that he can be pretty decent when Zeke's not around.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's fine, but again, I'm saying a more reliable option, because if they're going to rely on Zeke and he's not producing, they have Tony Pollard. You still need someone else there. I don't not that they need to do it in the draft or whatever, but
Well, I mean,
James, your Browns
oh, I was gonna.
are up there. They
We're
have
beyond-
they are
we're
up
beyond
there
Cowboys
in
now.
draft winners.
Okay.
No, fuck the
Yeah.
Cowboys. Let's talk about something positive. All right, the
Okay.
Browns. The Browns had
Yeah,
a fire
baby.
draft. The Browns had a fire draft.
Fucking
James.
Andrew Berry for president, except not because I wanted to be my GM forever. Oh, dude, it was Greg Newsome being the first overall stud. Then we went out and got JOK, who was supposed to be a 1st-round pick.
Fell
Stud.
because of a heart condition, right?
Something dumb. I don't know.
Yes.
The size and a potential heart condition. Whatever. Fuck
Yeah.
you. Hearts don't matter in football. Anthony Schwartz. Don't really understand it. Not gonna lie to you. James Hudson. Fine. He'll just be sitting behind and learning from some great offensive linemen. Tommy Togai. Okay. Tony Fields out of West Virginia is a tackle machine, and he is and I said this to you guys during the draft. He's a direct answer to how do we stop Lamar Jackson. Spy, tackle, fast as fuck. Love it.
There you go.
Richard LeConte, don't know him. Pass. Demetric Felton. That almost confirms that we're moving on from Kareem Hunt in the next couple of years, probably next year. Wide receiver, kick returner, running back. He does it all. And he would basically fill that gap that Kareem Hunt would leave.
There you go.
Fuck yes.
Well, I mean, so you have this seems like a draft that is in response to issues that they've had with teams in the division, specifically
Yes.
Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And obviously your issue has been your linebacking core, and it's not been there. It's not been great.
Yeah.
So you get a guy like JOK.
Yes.
You throw him in there, and that is fire.
It's fucking so good. I'm so
Fire.
excited to watch him go.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so
Because
excited.
you know that offense is fine. You get a couple plug and play pieces. You don't need much, right? Offensive line, good to go. Quarterback, solidified. Wide receiver room, solidified. I mean, obviously
There.
you draft a guy like whatever the fuck his name was. But it's someone that could play. It could just, be a rotating door of rookies that come in and, slot behind Jarvis and OBJ. So tight end, fine. So
Yeah, don't need any work on tight end. We are stacked 3 deep. Really shocking was undrafted free agent. We got Marvin Wilson, who was out of Florida State. I thought he was going to get at least drafted hard, but like I have to try to find the contract. Yeah, here we go. Brown sign, top undraft, whatever. Cool. He's a defensive tackle. He got as an undrafted free agent a 30,000 signing bonus plus 162,000 of his base salary guaranteed, which is outrageous for an undrafted free agent.
Mhm.
It's pretty much guaranteeing he's going to make the team. But
Well,
he's a
that's
run
good. I mean,
stopper, so I'm into it.
well, that's good. I mean, that's what you need on that team. You know,
Oh, yeah.
especially again if you going up against Lamar Jackson twice a year, and Najee Harris twice a year.
Yeah, fuck. Didn't think of that. Thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Nightmares.
Yeah, and then whatever the Bengals throw out there.
I mean, you say that, but we still had 2 close games with the Bengals. Like those games were fun. They were shootouts.
No, they were shootouts. I just meant like, you know, if Joe
Including the
Mixon's
game I
healthy or
gave
not
up
or
on
whatever.
Baker.
I meant running in specifically. Just the running attack
Ooh.
of the division.
Speaking of, the Bengals got a sneaky good pick, one of my later draft diamonds, in Puka Williams.
Oh, I didn't know.
So
that.
if Joe Mixon goes down again, watch Puka Williams go off.
All right, good to
Puka.
know. Puka shit. All right, well, I mean, I got nothing else. Yeah,
Huh?
I got nothing else for this draft. I mean, it was fun to watch. I like what the Patriots did defensively. Obviously, I think getting Barrymore in the second round, it's just
Stellar.
steal.
There's a couple. There were steals all over the board. It was really
no, of
hard
course,
to
of course.
evaluate talent this year without one more year of like pure play,
Yeah.
especially with all
Well,
the opt-outs.
Exactly. With all the opt-outs, it's been tough. I mean, just look at, you know, a guy like Trey Lance didn't play 2020. So you're going off of one season of football.
Yeah. And he's 3rd overall, baby.
Yeah. Can we talk?
No.
Shut up. I have one more point I want to make. It has nothing to do with the draft specifically. Why does Kyle Shanahan, Jesus Christ, Kyle Shanahan, why does Kyle Shanahan get like so much fucking like clout for being a top tier coach when all he's done is blown 2 Super Bowls?
Because he made beat TJ Beathard, whatever, and fucking Nick Mullins look like potential starting quarterbacks in the league.
And his dad is Mike.
And his dad, yeah.
Right,
Legacy.
that's fine. I understand the mic part, the mic connection. That's fine. Cool with that. You're getting residual clout from your dad. What the fuck was that offensive? They were up 28-3 on the Patriots in a Super Bowl. And Kyle Shanahan was like, you know what we should do? Nothing.
Don't change a thing.
Nothing.
Yeah,
Matt Ryan, take a holding penalty. Get us out of field goal range. And negate one of the best catches of all time.
Look, I get it. I
it.
get it. But the 49ers are still going to be a threat. Doesn't matter who is under center.
They're gonna be a threat. I'm just saying I don't know why he gets so much clout when in big situations he's choked so hard.
Well, can you say the same thing about Sean McVay then?
Can I say the same thing about Sean McVay? Well,
couldn't you say the same thing about
I could say this. What's that?
Why can't I think of which one's your fucking coach, Drew? Why do they have to have the same? It's Matt LaFleur.
Matt LaFleur.
Fucking Mike in New York.
I'm not gonna say the same thing about Sean McVay because they never held a lead in either Super Bowl. The offense didn't show up, and the Patriots just played a phenomenal game of defense. And it's not like their defense didn't play terrible either. They limited the Patriots to 13 points. I mean, I don't know. I just don't get it. I don't get it because, you know, the sample size is there, especially in the playoffs. Like, yeah, they do well, but they lost to the Chiefs, had a lead in the fourth quarter, blew it. Offensive coordinator for the Falcons had a very big lead in the fourth quarter, just sat back and blew it. So I don't know. I just don't get it. I don't get what the clout's there. Good coach. That's fine. Good coach. But I just feel like he's receiving so much fucking recognition for having blown 2 Super Bowls. So, what?
I don't know. I've said my mind.
I know.
I feel like this is one of those things where Drew and I are on the same page, or maybe not. I don't know how. Drew, what were your actual thoughts on this? Besides him having his dad's clout.
I mean, I think that he's proven that I don't know, they're all the same prototype, man. McVay, him, LaFleur, they all kind of do the same thing. They use the mismatches and misdirections and running a bunch of different plays out of the same schemes, and it really is kind of carbon copies. And it all starts again with Mike Shanahan and his style of offense and all that, and goes down through Kyle and through the Falcons and comes over to the 49ers and the Rams first with McVay. I think that he's a good coach. I think that he knows how to structure an offense very well, and use the players that he has, to the best of their abilities for the most part. But I don't know. That brand of coaching so far has not worked. So I don't know.
You're right. It's all about Stefanski, the next Bill Belichick.
I mean, I'd love to see it. I like
Yeah,
Kevin
me
Stefanski
too.
a lot.
This is now a Browns podcast. Fuck y'all.
I mean, props to him for
James, you've
being able to.
been edging on that statement for probably like a half an hour. I could tell, and you
No.
finally just came out and said it.
There was dead ass a point where I just started doing this because I look like Cody Bellinger, but really I just look like I was high.
Oh, nice. All right, cool. All right, well,
That's all I got.
anything
That's,
else?
that's the end of the show.
All right, cool. Well, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. This has been Garbage Time with Boda Sports. I was your host today, if you didn't know, Soggy Boy, El Sog. With me, I have James and Drew, who joined in like 5 minutes after we started talking about Aaron Rodgers. Quick
I
recap.
You
can
heard his
sense
call.
it.
It was like a horn. It's like, I must go.
The call to action.
I know. Oh, man. Well, anyways, you guys know where to find us. We are on YouTube. Check out our YouTube page. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Anchor,
Stitcher.
We're coming
I'm gonna
for you,
fucking
bitch.
put
We're
us
coming
on
for you.
Stitcher. I'm gonna fucking put us on there.
I love how we're like having an argument. We've been having like this argument for what, like a month and a half.
No, it's not an argument.
gonna-
We're not on Stitcher. I fucked up, but I'm gonna put us on. I'm gonna do it right fucking now. Stitcher.
Behind the scenes content getting put on Stitcher.
Oh, there's so much effort.
I know it is. Well, anyways, I don't know, guys. Stay tuned to see some YouTube content we're hopefully gonna put out this week. Drew,
What?
you gonna do some YouTube content this week?
I ain't got no YouTube content this week.
I said, do you want to? Not do you have any?
I'm confused. We'll talk
just
about that
asking.
in a minute.
All right, that's fine. I was just asking. And I don't know. I got nothing else for you guys. So stay soggy.
Stay beautiful.
No, don't do
Stay
that.
confused.
You can
Yeah,
do
I'm
that
into
one.
that.